Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Apparently, some OG Panthers forced Paul Birdsong to stop calling himself a member of the Black Panther Party for self-defense. Uh, Reportedly, they're now rebranded as the Black Lion Party for International Solidarity. What do you think, fam? Give me a thumbs up if you're cool with that. Thumbs down if you say, no, man, no, man. That man didn't have to change that name. He could have stayed, he should have kept it the same, man. You know, we all one. uh, Look, fam, they was on Paul's head about that, using that name, Black Panther Party for self-defense. They was all over him. In fact, Paul said he got a call from Aaron Dixon. Aaron Dixon is a former captain for the Black Panther Party chapter in Seattle. And Paul said that Aaron gave him permission initially to use the name Black Panther Party. And he actually called him and told him, ordered him, he used the word ordered him to make a video telling the people that he and some other Black Panthers would be pulling up at this event, some type of sit down, a gathering that they were supposed to be having. And then he said Aaron contacted him and told him he would no longer be supporting it, or he just was not down with it. And so basically, Paul is saying that Aaron reneged on giving him the permission to use the name in the first place. So he decided to step off and start his own party. He started his own party, and it's called the Black Lion Party. Now, some people were saying that the reason why Paul started having issues is because he went out there and started like challenging law enforcement. A video came out where it sounded like he was challenging law enforcement and threatening law enforcement and saying, talking about how he would put a hole in them the size of a window and safe life repairs, safe life something. I don't even know the commercial, but he was, joking and stuff about that. But from what Paul said, he said that somebody took his words and spliced them up. So yeah, he may have used those words, but he didn't use those words in the order in which we heard them on this new video that was put out. Now, when I first saw the brother out there, standing up to the police and stuff like that, it was him standing on the block in Philadelphia, the police trying to be bullies. You know how they always come into the hood trying to bully people in the hood, and him standing up to him initially, I'm looking at it like, yo, that's a good thing. But then I started getting reports of people saying that Buddy ain't the real deal. They saying, watch him, and I'm like, whoa, okay, let me see what's going on. So I couldn't personally, I could not personally confirm, if dude was a plant or not. But according to the people who are in this for real, that do this Black Panther Party thing and that's in it, embedded in it, everybody that I talked to has denounced him. Everybody, like all of them, including Huey P. Newton's, I believe is his daughter. They all like, no, this dude is not the real deal. But it did get me thinking now, like I say, I don't know what it is, fam, but it did get me thinking that there are provocateurs out there who will claim to be part of an organization or a group or whatever, or claim to represent something. And their whole goal is to put heat on that person or organization or group, right? That their whole mission is to put heat on that group to make people further maybe want to distance themselves from the group or hate the group or whatever, or even bring law enforcement down on that particular group. Now, one of the things that the OGs that I talked to in the Black Panther Party was saying about Dude was that when he started saying that the Black Panther Party was not a nationalist organization, a Black national organization, and that they were more about international unity and all of that stuff, they were like, no, that ain't how it go. You know, Black Panther Party is first and foremost for Black people. We're about Black defense because we're the ones getting our head beat in on a daily basis. We're the ones being targeted by the police. They're after us. They're not after everybody else. We're talking about every day. Right now, yeah, you know, ICE is on everybody, on the illegal aliens' head right now. They're on the illegal immigrants' head right now. But they've been on our head forever. They never stopped being on our head. And that is why we have to fight for us, because nobody else fights for us. Obviously, there's always an exception, but that is a very small number of people who actually get on the front lines who are not Black and fight for Black people. So the people that are really in it saying we got to use our resources for us. We got to use our bodies to defend our bodies. We ain't got the time, resources, or even the passion or will to be out there trying to help liberate somebody else, and we ain't even liberated right here. And ain't nobody out here helping us. And his whole thing is helping people internationally who's ever need help, whoever needs help. That's what he said. That's what he says his mission is, to help anybody who needs help. That is what he's out to do. If you want to do that, you can't stop him. And you shouldn't want to stop him. If that's what he wants to do, if that's what he believes his calling is, then that's cool. But as far as the people that are rooted in the Black Panther Party, new Black Panther Party, and anybody that's associated with those groups at all in any capacity, they're saying that this ain't it, because he's bringing heat on the group, and plus, you know, with law enforcement, and plus, he's not really representing what the group is really about. And I think what probably happened with Aaron Dixon is the great Aaron Dixon, I must add, because you know, what he has been able to do and all of the work that he's put in, that's Aaron Dixon right there. Hold on. Let me get this. How do we get this off here? Okay. Yeah. So that's the great Aaron Dixon right there. He has put in the work. He's put the work in. So this is the guy who Paul Birdsong said gave him permission to use the Black Panther name. And then according to him, he rescinded that offer, according to Paul Birdsong. And I do believe that perhaps maybe he said, you know what, man, he probably was, if we are to believe what Paul Birdsong is saying, maybe Aaron Dixon did give him permission to use the name, and then he rescinded once he saw how everybody else really felt about Paul Birdsong, how he was moving. He was like, you know what, man, I'm not willing to die on that mountain. I'm not willing to put my rep on the line for this right here. I'm not really interested in that. So he decided, like, yo, I'm not with that. I'm not coming. I'm not with it. But I'll say this, fam. I mean, I try to get dude the benefit of doubt, because I ain't gonna lie, fam. I like anybody that stand up to to the police who stretch their authority. When they're out there stretching their authority, you know, I don't care who you are. I appreciate that piece. But I do find it interesting that I ain't never really heard a dude, and they say he's been out there putting the work in. They say he's been out there as far as like feeding the people and stuff like that. But the government feed people, you know how they feel about us. But they say he's been out there, but I do find it a little awkward, not a little, but a lot awkward, that this is my first time really hearing about him. And I'm hearing about him because, not because of the work that he's doing for Black folks, but for the work that he's doing for immigrants. That right there is what alarms me more than anything. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.